Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video, and today we have something that is it's sort of like a milestone. It's sort of like a moment on my channel. I am unboxing my first Mezco 112 collective figure. Now I have unboxed a couple bootleg KO trash ones, but this is 100% authentic, and as you can see, it's Popeye. And I am super stoked to have this. As you can see, it comes in the plastic right here. I left it on there just because this is what you would expect from authentic Mezco. Come on now. Open up the plastic there. Then we got more plastic, which I'll keep on there. Actually, before we even, I'm getting all excited. I'm like, here, before I'll leave that on there. On the side of the box, we got the anchor. It does say Mezco Toys down here, and it does say the 112 collective right there. And that is the same on both sides. On the back of the box, it's a little bit foggy because I'm keeping the plastic on the box. Anything to protect the box, because these are figures I actually keep the boxes too. You can see all the accessories that he comes with, some pictures and all that good stuff. So a really good display of what you'd be expecting from this figure. But let's go ahead and get Popeye out of his package. So the Mezco style packaging, it just slides up like so. Has some plastic in there. You can never have too much protective plastic. Plastic is always good. This makes me think of like Waterworld music, like paper, paper. But this is what you get. They have a big giant window showing off everything that comes in that box. And it does have the 112 collective on there. And we get 112 there. And the giant Mezco ant, alien ant, whatever the heck it is, logo. With all Mezcos, you get that bottom piece that they have the flight stand. You get a little 112 baggie to hold the accessories. Pop out of the package is glorious. It is a figure that a lot of people were sleeping on, and then once they realized what he was all about, everybody started buying him up. And I know he's sold out on a lot of sites, and he is the hotness right now. He does come with a really cool base. It's an anchor, and it's all wore out, weathered out. Has the peg that you can pop out, put the flight stand in. I will be utilizing the stand like this without using the flight stand part, because I really don't need you know, my Popeye coming down with a super punch or something like that, which I'm cool with doing. I mean, I could definitely pose him that way. Now, Popeye came with a boatload of accessories, and honestly, I don't even really know where to begin, but I think I will start with the easier of them all. So he does come with some hands, and these hands have dirty cuticles. They have really good sculpted detail to them, and they look amazing. Like, whoever sculpted this figure and designed this figure just knew like how his fingers and hands should be. Like, somebody over there loved Popeye. Like, it's such a random figure for Mezco to do, but I mean, like, look at that. It's gorgeous. Dirty hands that I'm thinking are beautiful. So you get some open palm hands. Then we get a couple gripping hands. This is more of the crushing of the can hand, and this is, again, still a dirty looking. They're not, I guess, not really dirty. I should say they're working hands. Like, he can throw down and do some manual labor. And I love the details, the color, like, everything about this thing is just insane. Like, it's so cool. Then his other grip in hand is more for his accessories. I'd say, like, more of the periscope and stuff like that. Again, consistency with the cuticles. And they just feel really nice. I love it. I love it. And then we get his pointing finger, because you got to have a pointing finger. You're a sailor. You know, if you see land, you got to point. Or, you know, he's a scrapper too, so ugh, look at those nasty things. But yeah, I mean, he's pointing. He's going to be, you know, throwing you down and being like, "Hey, you looking at my girl?" Then he comes with his iconic can of spinach. It says spinach on there, painted and dirtied up, just perfectly. Like they're on points. I don't like the seam there though. I guess, you know, a can of spinach would have like a label seam anyway, but I wish it lined up a little bit better. Top of the can looks like metal. It looks like a real can. Bottom, same thing. Looks fantastic. So we get the can like that, and then we get the aftermath where it is showing the gunky, slimy spinach. And I can eat myself some raw baby spinach and stuff like that, but I can't really deal with the cooked or canned spinach. It's gross. But I love the paint, the washes, everything they did on this looks great. That's so awesome. And let me go with some of his more smaller and definitely iconic accessories here. We get his itty bitty pipe. You get that nice little texture there. The hole to put the tobacco. And then a little bit of a black tip for the mouthpiece. You get actually 3 of these because I think Mezco expects people to lose them and break them because they are tiny. Then you get 3 of these ones with that awesome smoke. It's beautiful. Like, this is art to its finest. Like, the detail they put into this. I mean, you could see how that's my fingernail, how tiny these things are. It's super tiny. But wait, there's more. Then we get into a very cool compass. So the compass has your north, south, east, west. I think those might be northeast, southeast, and stuff like that. But you got the compass rose right there, looking great. Little notches inside there. Looks so good. And then it closes up. And you get this anchor on there. And again, with that detail is just, oh man, it looks like the real metal. And this is plastic. It is plastic. Now, it doesn't close super snug like I would expect it to. But it does look amazing. And it does open up quite easy. You got the little hinge down there. Now, you can't be a sailor without a spyglass. So right here, we got a little telescope, if it'll focus on here. Come on, there we go. So we get this really nice looking spyglass. It's got like a little piece of plastic for that side. Then we get the lens on this side, just adding a nice touch to it. And what's even cooler, this part can slide right down. Very cool little details that Mezco did with these accessories. Now, he also comes with a variety of hats. He comes with a tight little beanie or skull cap. Looks great. We get a normal dirtied up sailor's hat. The stitching, everything looks so good. The attention to detail is great. And then you got this little magnet underneath, which I'll show in a few what that's for. And then we get, like, I think the skipper's hat or captain's hat. I don't know what type of hat this would officially be. Might be just a sailor hat. But that's still a little bit dingy and dirty. And has the magnet on the bottom as well. Now, he comes with an alternate head. This is where I'm going to bring in the figure into the camera so we can admire the head that it comes on. So he gets that nice, gorgeous looking mug. He's got a little bit of shine to his eyes, making them look wet. And then his face is just all scrunched up. The texturing, just the wash they used on the face is just amazing. And then we also have his alternate head. Now, a lot of people are like, well, what's the difference? Well, you get some, teeth baring or, grinning there. His eyes a little bit more open. And then the other side is not as crunched up or scrunched up. So that it's like, I don't know. It's cool that we got the two alternate heads. I just wish this head was a little bit better. Like, I wish it was a lot more, or I guess not really better. I should say I wish it was different, a lot more different than a little bit less scrunchy face and opened up eye. I wish we had like his mouth opening, like he's going to be, eating some spinach or something like that. But to get two head sculpts that are this close to identical, I'm just like, I don't get it. I really don't. And if you guys do know why we got one that's like this and one like this, I mean, comment down below, because I understand we got the teeth grinning, but either way, he has the hole in his mouth so he can actually put in that pipe. So I have no clue why it was like that, but let's go ahead and put a pipe in his little mouth. See if I can do this without it breaking, because you got that hole right there. See it? He's got to be very, very okay. Got my Popeye smoking a little bit, smoking from his pipe, looking great. And now this Popeye has some really cool little metallic plastic buttons. I wish they were metal, but hey, they're tiny and it probably doesn't matter if they were metal. It's got the little flag thing right there, made out of a different material. Looks great. It's just his overall costume and outfit look great. And then he's got the tattoo on his forearm. And it actually looks like it's been tattooed on there for a little bit faded. So it's not a fresh tat, but it looks really good. And then he has like the nice texture throughout. The forearm and the hands look good. The ball joint, different color plastic. It's not as noticeable. Yeah, you get these massive looking forearms because it's Popeye and everything. All that spinach. And then he does have the gritty, cuticle on his thumb. Wow, I'm not able to speak right now. But it just looks great. Then he has his little jeans, little bell bottoms and everything. And then we get the amazing beautifully sculpted boots here. Let me try to bring this up a little bit. You can really see those boots there. Holes for the pegs. But that's awesome. It's so good. That's just straight up like the amount of detail they put into these boots. This figure in general is, I think, again, one of those things that just sort of shocked people. Now you got these little like buttons. I think those are more like they're iron-ons or something. Like they're not plastic. They're just sort of there. He has no butt. He has like a flat butt. But overall, his appearance is really good. He has a really long neck and articulation for Mezco's. His head, he does get a whole range of motion out of the head right up here. But then you also get, well, it's really tight, but his neck down here does move a little bit. Again, joints are just going to be tight on this guy because he's fresh out of the package. He can lift his arm up quite a bit, rotate at the elbow, rotates and bends at the wrist because it's just a giant little ball and disc hinge and stuff like that. Now, being tight joints and everything like that, the clothes don't get in the way too much when he's, posing and everything like that. He does have a ab crunch in there. You can feel it, so you can get some good motion in there. And then I think he has some motion down. Yep, motion right here. So that's really good. Doing the splits, it's as far as his legs are going to go out. As for kicking forward, he can kick up that high. No Spartan kicks or field goals. And then I think he can. I just feel like these guys are going to break. Like, I don't know. So he does have a knee joint that can bend that far back. I'm telling you, without seeing like the joints and all that stuff, he does have thigh swivel too. That's why I was doing, like the bend wasn't lining up. So it's actually double jointed knee. Okay, I see what you're doing there. See what you're doing there. See if I can bring up his leg. Can these hike up a little bit so we can see his knees? So there we got his little double jointed knee going on there. Had to hike up his pants quite a bit to get it up there. But yeah, he does have as well some, ankle bend, and then he has a little bit of, he has some pivot in there. But as I was watching Brock mess with this, I mean, and a lot of feedback is like, you got to work at the pivot. I'm not going to mess with it too much, but he does have the, bend, ankle bend or movement, but I'm not messing with that pivot because these guys can be quite fragile. Now, some of the accessories I did hold for last. I held them for last for a reason, because he does come with a very, very cool looking pea coat. Buttons look very nice because they're shiny. Pockets are alright. Nothing to write home about. But very cool to have that. Has like a wire in the collar, and then basically Velcro holding it shut. So wire, collar, and everything else is Velcroed shut, which looks great. So we get that, and then one of my favorite parts is this knapsack, his sailor sack. It's awesome. Popeye on there. It's got the bottom in a different color, and it has like a little bit of like staining to it, so it looks like it's just been dirtied up. It's been carried around, and it's seen some places, and a good way of carrying all his little goodies. And then we have the hats, and they add a lot of character to them. You can just sort of sit on there, have it come forward, sit down. The magnets add so much to it. Just have it sitting back here, up like so. You want to hang it to the side. So awesome. Very, very cool feature to have with these hats. Because, I mean, honestly, instead of just having them, sticking, putting them however, you really get that ability to make them your own. So very cool stuff. So very, 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 very cool stuff. I love it. I really, really grew up with Popeye, and to have a figure that just really, is like a iconic style. Like, I don't know. It's like they took the cartoon, they meshed it, made it realistic, but without making it creepily realistic. Now his little skull cap pops on. Doesn't need the magnet because it's form fitted. And again, looks so good. Like, it's just so many different ways that you can pose him. And I know there's other people out there that are starting to make like different clothes and everything, like his white sailor outfit and everything like that. And that's pretty cool. But I don't think I'm going to be making multiple purchases of this guy, so I could have him in different outfits. I mean, I'm just going to have him posed up in one certain way. Which way, I'm not too sure yet. But I know I got to have him in my DTOF like ASAP. And he's definitely going to have that smoking pipe because it looks so great. Now, one thing I want to do is we could pop his head off. And then slide his sleeve up a little bit. pull that off. This is how you can, take his clothes off, because there's no Velcro in it. And there's a method to why you want to do this too. Pop this one off. Those arms up. Arms up. Don't know how easy this thing's going to be to get back on. But you just start lightly pulling. You don't want to overdo it. Don't want to pop anything. Don't want to tear anything. You don't want to ruin these awesome clothes. There we go with a ripped, and I mean ripped, Popeye. He is chiseled. They dirtied up his skin, or at least did a wash through his whole body. And the reason I thought that this character, and one reason I thought he was meant to have his shirt come off at least once, not only to show off the wash and the detail and the body and everything, it's also because he has another tattoo. He has a compass tattooed right in between his shoulder blades, and I find that to be pretty awesome. And just look at the detail. The detail is insane. Like a really, really awesome figure. So it's just basically time to show off Popeye with a massive group of figures, because it's the best way to show off the size comparison. We got him next to the KO Mezco Punisher, White Ranger, Maz, Days of Future Past Logan. So he's actually, he fits in there. He's a little short, scrappy little guy, and I love seeing those photos that are floating around there where it's like somebody took, I think it was like the, I don't know if it was a Figma or Mezco SH Figure Arts, one of the Hulks that's really awesome looking, and just had him going head to head against the Hulk, and they just look so good, the shots they got. And that's the nice thing about a lot of these Mezco 112 collective figures, is because they're like perfect for articulated comic book art, or if some people are known by ACBA. And I really, really think it's really cool. Now, these guys are a little bit more brittle, I would say, than your average $20 figure, things like that. They have a lot more intricacy to them. So they're not really meant for, hey, let me do some heavy playing and smacking them around, stuff like that. But they can pose up, and, they can look pretty freaking cool. So definitely for my first Mezco, I am highly impressed. And honestly, I mean, as long as I can keep being very selective, I'm going to be happy. I just don't want to dive into the Mezco black hole to where I have too many black holes. When you're a collector, you got to have limitations. And this figure, I mean, can it be one of the top 10 figures of 2018? Who knows? Let's wait until I release my top 10 figures of 2018 video. And I know a lot of people are going to be doing those types of videos, so I'm hoping mine sort of varies a little bit, But I want you guys to know that this sums up my unboxing and review of the new Mezco 112 Collective Popeye. If you guys like what you saw, please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more, as I'm always pumping out content. And I want you guys to make sure you check out Toyco Toys and Collectibles. Huge shout out to Andrew Griffin. If it wasn't for him posting up the pre-order, I would have never known about this guy until it was too late. And I was able to pre-order him, get a great price, and now he is in my hands. So I'm happy as can be. And definitely check out the Facebook group down below. I say it in all my videos, is because I honestly stand by it 100%, because you got the community where everybody can talk figures, share figures, give their opinions of figures. All really fun, interactive nerd and collectors group. And then you got the pre-order group where you don't miss out on figures like this at great pricing. I mean, it's just be in the know. It doesn't hurt to be in the know and knowing when stuff's coming out. And you also, if you're part of all these other Facebook groups and stuff out there, it allows you to know, because you'll hear the word on the collector street of what's going to be the hotness, and it lets you get those dibs on those pre-orders. So I want you guys to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.